Jai Hind cadets, today we are going to study understanding secularism. We can see from this figure that many countries are secular country. Now question will arise, what do you mean by secularism? History provides us with many examples of discrimination, expulsion and persecution on the grounds of religion. You may have read about how Jews were persecuted in Hitler's time, Germany, and how several millions were killed. In all of the above examples, members of one religious community either persecute or discriminate against members of other religious communities. These acts of discrimination take place more easily when one religion is given official recognition by the state. Here state means any country at the expense of other religions. Clearly, no one would wish to be discriminated against because of their religion, not dominated by another religion. When we talk about India, in India, can the state discriminate against citizens on the grounds of their religion? What can be answer? Let's see. For that we have to know about the secularism. The Indian Constitution allows individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices as they interpret these. In keeping with this idea of religious freedom for all, India also adopted a strategy of separating the power of religion and the power of the state. Secularism refers to this separation of religion from the state. Now, why is it important to separate religion from the state? This question will arise. The most important aspect of secularism is its separation of religion from state power. This is important for a country to function democratically. Almost all countries of the world will have more than one religious group living in them. Within these religious groups, there will most likely to be one group that is in a majority. If this majority religious group has access to state power, then it could quite easily use this power and financial resources to discriminate against and persecute persons of other religions. What is Indian secularism? The Indian Constitution mandates that the Indian state be secular. According to the Constitution, only a secular state can realize its objectives to ensure the following. What are they? They are that one religious community does not dominate another. Second point, that some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. Third point, that the state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. Now let's see the example. In this example, it is shown that in a government school, nobody is having the right to celebrate the religious festival. So in government schools, it is prohibited because India is a secular country. Second example of Indian secularism is that helmet wearing is necessary while driving, but for the Sikh community they used to wear pagri which is a very important part of their religion. The government cannot force them to wear a helmet. Reviews of both the examples. Let's see. The celebration of the religious festival within the school would have been a violation of the government's policy of treating all religions equally. Government schools cannot promote any one religion either in their morning prayers or through religious celebrations. This rule does not apply to private schools. Next example was Paramjit, the Sikh youth, does not have to wear a helmet. This is because the Indian states recognizes that wearing a pagri is central to a Sikh religious practice, and in order not to interfere with this allows an exception in the law. Points in Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution bans untouchability. In this instance, the state is intervening in religion in order to end a social practice that it believes discriminates and excludes and that violates the fundamental rights of lower castes who are citizens of this country. Similarly, to ensure that laws relating to equal inheritance rights are respected, the state may have to intervene in the religion-based personal laws of communities. The Indian Constitution grants the right to religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges. It also gives them financial aid on a non-preferential basis. Points in Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution bans untouchability. In this instance, the state is intervening in religion in order to end a social practice that it believes discriminates and excludes and that violates the fundamental rights of lower caste who are citizens of this country. Similarly, to ensure that laws relating to equal inheritance rights are respected, the state may have to intervene in the religion-based personal laws of communities. In what way is Indian secularism different from that of other democratic countries? How they are different? The First Amendment of the United States Constitution prohibits the legislature from making laws respecting an establishment of religion or that prohibit the free exercise of religion. What is meant by the word establishment is that the legislature cannot declare any religion as the official religion, nor can they give preference to one religion. In the United States of America, the separation between state and religion means that neither the state nor religion can interfere in the affairs of one another. There is one significant way in which Indian secularism differs from the dominant understanding of secularism as practiced in the United States of America. This is because, unlike the strict separation between religion and the state in American secularism, in Indian secularism, the state can intervene in religious affairs. Indian Constitution intervened in Hindu religious practices in order to abolish untouchability. In Indian secularism, though the state is not strictly separate from religion, it does maintain a principal distance religion. This means that any interference in religion by the state has to be based on the ideals laid out in the Constitution. These ideals serve as the standard through which we can judge whether the state is or is not behaving according to secular principles. This is one of the event which had happened in France. In France 2004, France passed a law banning students from wearing any conspicuous religious or political sign or symbols such as the Islamic headscarves, the Jewish skull cap, or large Christian crosses. This law has encountered a lot of resistance from immigrants who are mainly from the former French colonies of Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. In 1960s, France had faced a shortage of workers and therefore a event in France had provided which for these immigrants to come and work had provided visas for these immigrants to come and work in the country. The daughters of these immigrants often wear head scarves while attending school. However, with the passing of this new law, they have been expelled from their school for wearing head scarves. Thank you.